got new show for y'all.
That's that moron that said Trump was going to lose. He predicted. He said the 7 keys.
Yeah, this guy's made a name for himself, like picking the eventual winner of the presidential race.
Yeah, and to his credit, he did pick Trump when he won it in 2016.
He did, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but he
totally
did
mess this one up.
Yeah, he didn't pick it. So they're on Piers Morgan.
If he had said Trump was going to win this election, man,
he'll go down in history.
Yeah,
he'll go down in history. But unfortunately for him, he's a Democrat, so his biases came in and destroyed whatever he had going. Cenk goes off on this because this dude's tired of Democrats, his party, being just delusional. He goes off on them. Watch this.
Other than I might, if I may be so modest, I did. I went on Fox News 10 days before with Brian Kilby, said, I think he's going to win big. But actually, most people thought he'd be incredibly tight and it could go either way and so on. But it wasn't that at all. Why do you think Trump is so difficult to poll, which is clearly the conclusion I would draw from this?
I seen the polls. I knew Trump was going to win. Because he always underperforms in the polls, and then all the swing states had him up by 1 or it's a tie.
Yeah. So if history repeats itself, typically he polls horribly, like 4 or 5 points in some states.
Yeah.
If he's up by 1 point or half a point or it's tied, I'm thinking he should win big.
He's up 2 to 5 points.
Right.
But anyway.
Well, you know, I am forthrightly willing to admit I missed this election. I still think I actually had 10 out of 10 before. I think I was right about 2000, but we're not here to litigate that. I still think it's a pretty good record. Now, I think 2 things are operating here. Number one, I was incredibly critical at the time of the spineless, cowardly Democrats openly and viciously trashing their elected president and their elected nominee right out there in the open. I have never seen that before, and I've studied American politics since the founding, and that tainted any nominee. And they're now taking no responsibility for that. They're blaming everybody else. Until they look in the mirror, the Democratic Party is going to be in trouble. Secondly, why did my keys miss? Because my keys are based upon the proposition that a pragmatic, rational electorate decides whether or not the White House party is governed well enough to get 4 more years. That was exploded this time by a new wave of disinformation that we've never seen before.
So this idea of like disinformation, I think some of it was disinformation, but it's, you know, I think the idea that this election was only won through right-wing disinformation, I'm afraid, I view that as a total delusion by the Democrats. Again.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm sorry, but I totally disagree with Juan and Professor Lichtman. Don't blame the voters. I think, look, we could get into this discussion, but Juan, I think you're blaming the voters. I think that's a terrible idea. And look, I debated Professor Lichtman before. I told him his theories about the keys were absurd. I was right. He was wrong. I said he'd lose his keys.
No, you were
Couldn't
not
find
right,
him
and
before
I
the
was
election.
not wrong, and that's a cheap shot, and I won't stand for it.
Well, who won, brother?
You should not be taking cheap shots at me.
Who won?
You want to make your
you
point,
live
make your
in
point.
a total
Don't make
world
it
of denial.
I read your own followers' comments, and they all trashed you, every one of them, and supported me.
Yeah,
so
right,
it with
right.
your personal
yeah,
attacks.
come find out again.
Make whatever point you want. Don't
Look,
make it personal.
You don't know anything. You don't know anything.
You attacked me personally.
You're so deluded.
Oh, right. I've only been a professor for 51 years.
On this program, I've never been able to finish a thought.
How many books have you published? No, because you're personally attacking me again. Say whatever you want, but I'm not going to stand for
brother,
personal
you got it wrong.
Say
you were
whatever you want.
preposterously and stupidly wrong. So, okay, all right. Can I just finish a goddamn thought ever on this show?
No, not if you're personally. I admitted I was wrong. I don't need you to call me stupid.
Okay.
Can I just say, it's great to see you Democrats all getting along so well.
Who taught you manners?
It's lovely to see a post-election harmony as you all come together again.
We're just one right now. Hey, Allan, you deserve a tall glass of shut-up juice, so can you just shut up for a second and let someone who knows what they're doing...
You're so right, Pierre. You're so right. We're so unified right now.
You want, so, I will not sit here and stand for personal attacks, for blasphemy against me. You don't need to do that. You don't
blasphemy against you. Who the hell are you? Are you Jesus Christ, you loser? Okay, can I just give the correct answer for once? Okay, here we go. So, guys, you're blaming disinformation. There was disinformation. There was the cats and the dogs nonsense. The points you're making about undocumented immigrants, I agree with, Allan, okay? But that didn't cost the election. The main disinformation was about how the election was going to be rigged. And it wasn't rigged. It was dumb. They won easily. There was no need for that disinformation. You guys are missing the whole point. The people who are at fault are not other people. It is the candidate, Kamala Harris, the previous candidate, Joe Biden, Democratic Party, Democratic leadership. You guys don't want to admit that they're the problem. They're the cancer in the Democratic Party. So you blindly lash out at the voters, at information, at social media, and you want to shut down anyone who disagrees with you. That's not the correct answer. There are three wings of the Democratic Party. There's the establishment wing that the great majority, almost everyone on television supports and kisses the ass of and does propaganda for. That wing has led to disaster. They lost to Donald Trump twice, nearly lost to him 3 times. And then the other wing is called the progressive wing, but those are two different sets of people. In the progressive, so-called progressive wing, what you have is the identitarian left, the people who do what the right wing would call woke politics and identity politics, and that is disastrous. That's what the trans ad was at the end, and it cost us. The most popular part of the Democratic Party is the populist left. That is the Bernie Sanders 2016 campaign. That part says, let's do super popular economic proposals like paid family leave, higher minimum wage, universal health care, public option. Let's do all of these things. And the establishment goes, no, our corporations don't want that. Our donors don't want that. So we'll just do identity politics. And maybe identity politics will unite the left. But it didn't. Identity politics led to disaster. It was a poison within the Democratic Party, used, ironically, by the establishment Democrats because they didn't want to talk about popular proposals that we have because their donors hate those proposals.
Okay. Yeah, very few people predicted a big.
That dude said he didn't get it right this time because the population, the citizens, are not pragmatic people.
Right.
Calling everybody stupid. You got to be stupid to vote for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the direction this country's going in.
Yeah, and they're doubling down and saying that they wasn't ready for a woman to be president. No, it's not that we're not ready for a woman. It's just that woman that y'all presented, nobody liked. She didn't even get past a couple of weeks when she was running for president. Nobody liked her. Yeah. What makes you think everybody's going to jump on board with her this time just because she's running against Trump?
Yeah,
doesn't make a lot of sense. And you continue to double down saying Latino men, white men are racist, white women are racist, black men are sellouts, and Uncle Tom's for voting for Republicans.
Yeah,
it's like y'all don't see the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
y'all. The only people I think is uneducated and stupid is Democrats.
Yeah, it's not pragmatic. It's Democrats.
Yeah,
you people are actually morons. I mean, Cenk was totally right.
Yeah. Yeah, he is absolutely right.
And I don't agree with him. He hit the nail on the head. Yeah. And that dude he's talking to, what's his name? With the keys? He gets sitting there like this. Even that other little kid that sucks too.
He's a paid-for shield. And Cenk just pretty much said the reason why they didn't go with Bernie Sanders is because their donors didn't like
the policies.
Their policies. And it's going to cost big corporations money.
APAC.
So he pretty much admittedly put out there that the Democrats are bought and paid for.
Yeah, I think both sides are, but Democrats especially.
Yeah.
I mean, Trump's got didn't Trump get like $100 million from the
APAC?
No, from the Jays.
That's what APAC.
Yeah. I mean, you don't think he's got to do like special favors for them?
I'm pretty sure he does.
Yeah. I still love him though. You know what I'm saying? But that dysfunctional show, that's the Democrat Party. Y'all just dysfunctional. And when somebody gives y'all a logical response, reasons, y'all just know it's disinformation, it's racism, it's misogyny.
It's the people's not ready. We
product out there for everybody to like and love, and it's perfect and it's good for America, and everybody disagrees with that is a racist, nut job, misogynist, xenophobic.
I actually cut out the part. They were talking about inflation. The one professor, he said, yeah, inflation's only 2.5%. But this is the problem. But this is the problem. The prices went up like 20, 30%, right? They still up. They never came back down. It's still up, but inflation's still rising at another 2% per year. That's a problem. That's not a win for the Democrats. Yeah. But that's the argument he made. Oh, inflation's at the time of election was only 2.5% per year, but it's still up 20%.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Y'all don't get it.
Who would vote for a Democrat? You have to be a moron or not paying attention.
Yeah. Low information voter, or you just voting for the Democrats because you don't like Trump. That's the type of
Or you voting for Kamala because you're a woman. Or you're voting for Kamala because she's black. Or you voting for Kamala because I'm gay.
Yeah.
And Trump doesn't like us. Something stupid.
In that past election, it showed why they lost so badly, because the majority of America is pragmatic and smart and educated.
And they're like fed up with how woke the left is. Right. And they want to bring the country back to like
normalcy.
That's the word of the day, Democrats. Normalcy. Normalcy. Show's over. Show's over for Democrats too.
Cenk, I salute you, my friend.
It's Cenk.
That's what I said, Cenk.
Oh.
Let me do it again. Cenk, I salute you.
You put the J in there.